Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Feels. Our sponsor for today's episode is Robust Cannabis. Robust. Definition? Strong and healthy, vigorous. Strong and rich in flavor or smell. Robust is the first clean green company to cultivate dynamic terp profiles that our cultivators have hunted and propagated from seed to grow the dankest flower and revolutionize cannabis as we know it. Robust Cannabis, grown by Missourians, for Missourians. Thank you very much and welcome to The Feels. My name is Jeff Rouse. I'm your host for this very special episode. We are featuring St. Louis's own Doug. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Doug.
What up?
Now, I understand you guys are childhood friends. Did you meet in music class or something like that?
So with us being such a large group, we all met one way or another, you know what I mean? Growing up as children, you know what I mean? Me and Jose grew up together as children, but he also grew up with Wes, you know, as children, but I wasn't in that circle quite yet. But long story short, on that note, we all made it official to be a crew, you know, a couple years back when we all lived together on Arsenal Street. Yeah, so that's how we made the connection with everybody. You know, a couple rappers are rapping over beats and a couple guys coming over with instruments and, you know, so that's where it stuck. Now,
if I were to go into a record store, what genre would I find Doug under?
Dopeness. Or alternative dopeness.
If there isn't a genre called dopeness, there needs to be.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're a little bit of everything. You'll sometimes hear some like little rock, sometimes some R&B, sometimes some soul, sometimes a little bit of funk. Like we're really all of us make different types of music. So when we all got together and we started making music together, it just became a culmination of everything that we're into, and we're basically all into everything. We all love music deeply. So
now, yeah. Doug is an acronym. What does Doug stand for?
So Doug stands for Doing Our United Good. To piggyback off Che, it also stands for Doing Our United Genre. Because we put everything together. I'm going to pass this over to Poet X because he's the acronym Lord.
Oh, yeah. So Doug in itself, it's not just the band, but the acronym itself, Doing Our United Good, driving our universal growth, do over under God. It's just this dogma that we all have. It's a brotherhood, and Doug started as more or less a brotherhood, and that evolved into a band. And that evolved into what you see right here, this collective of great individuals that want to just do our united good. It's not just music, it's in the community. It's making sure we teach each other, making sure we feed each other better, making sure we check on each other. So that's Doug. Like, it's a philosophy, it's a way of life.
I dig that. Now, St. Louis has a very rich musical history. How has your hometown influenced your sound and style as a band?
Yeah, so we're all from here, obviously, and I feel like the thing about St. Louis and a lot of other cities is that it doesn't have a lot of infrastructure compared to places like Nashville or New York or Los Angeles for artists. So a lot of what we've done, from my perspective, has been kind of scrapping. You know, we have to fight for things and cling on to people that share our interests, and I think that's part of what's led to the diversity of the group today. We all kind of globbed on to one another as we've gone, and someone adds something different every time. And I'm not sure if we were all doing this in a different city that it would be like this. I don't really think that. Yeah, we might all kind of have our little different communities that we'd be a part of, but not really connect across them. So.
Now, live musicians, they add a distinct flavor to your performance, as we saw during sound check. Can you tell me more about your approach to incorporating live instrumentation?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, to me, as a hip-hop crew, so to speak, with a band, it's been done before, you know what I mean? But it's always these jazz heads that kind of know what they're doing and kind of like the but don't really actually do it to an extent that I believe showcases the artists up front. You know what I'm saying? We come together and we're more so with the band, it's more so a Motown thing or a Funk Brothers thing, Swampers type vibe, rather than these are just some cats that we just barely were able to pay to get together to do this. We love it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's all about connecting as a group. Like, we've just gelled forever, you know what I'm saying? Going back to the music class thing, like, half the band is from music class. Like, everybody's in music class, so yeah, that's it.
Well, a crew like this has got to include an incredible amount of collaboration and teamwork. How do you guys work through differences that you have?
I mean, I think honestly everybody has such a good relationship with one another on a personal level that it allows us to communicate effectively and do the things we need to do to make good music. And I think it's kind of a similar vibe to what Felix said, where I think a lot of bands are very instrumental centric, right? And they don't think a lot about the MC and the importance of the energy that's being conveyed by vocalists. And I think like between those of us who like are playing music and, you know, playing the instruments and singing, it kind of helps to like gravitate everything and translate between. And even like recently, I feel like we've really gotten into a language and a communication that's really like subliminal, that allows us to kind of communicate what we're trying to do on stage, you know, even if it's improv, so that we have that language and that journey can kind of be smooth, you know?
Does cannabis play a role in anybody's creative process?
Well, yes, it does. I can definitely say that it's not everybody in Doug, and it's also, there's many times where we wax and wane on the use of it. I definitely feel like a creative mind is like all about balance. So I feel there's a fine line. We like to, us as Dougs, our main focus is to make sure we look out for each other. So that could be like the use of cannabis, or it could be like maybe let's step away from it for a bit. It could be anything, but I feel like it's a great tool, like any tool. It's a great tool to use when you're in a creative state and you need to use it, like feel state. You know?
Nice. How does it influence those who consumes style and sound? I mean, do you feel like you're ghostwriting when you're consuming, or is it more you're tapping into something?
I think it's a bit of both. I don't think weed inherently makes you smarter. It doesn't make you more intelligent, like those preconceived notions that people have. You can just eradicate and erase that out of your mind. I think it enhances and it brings out what's already there. If you have a lot of love in your heart, it's going to bring that out. If you have a lot of visceral and hate in your heart, it's going to bring that out. But like what Che was saying, just to piggyback off my brother a bit more, it is an amplifier, it's a multiplier. If you have a kindred spirit, then like you're more open to being loved, you're more open to sharing love. And that's what we use it for. We use it as more of an additive, not as a crutch. And it's great, it's recreational, it doesn't harm anyone, it's a plant. So, I mean, it's beautiful, I love it.
I love it.
Now, for those that don't consume, show of hands, who doesn't consume? How do you guys navigate the hip-hop industry where cannabis use is prevalent?
Very well.
No, I think there's okay. So I think for me, I always like coming up, being in rooms as a producer, especially like I think I saw it as it's important to be the person in the room that has a very down to earth perspective, and I think for me to have that sort of like just being completely sober and focused on the music, it allowed everybody else to be on a journey and to sort of guide them in a way that was appropriate to sort of the reality that we were in, as opposed to the reality that they were in, which is elevated, right? So I think that kind of, they can be in the feel state and we can be, you know, kind of on the ground. And that actually I think has worked really well and in my favor at least, and I'm sure Felix and others feel that way. But
How do you guys balance your work with your personal lives? Because imagine trying to get as many of you together on the same schedule.
The hardest part of doing this group is easily getting everybody in the same room. You know, like once we overcome that and we get everybody in the same place and we're all set up, then it's very easy. You know, like everything just flows organically from that. And yeah, there are 9 of us here now, and yeah, we all have jobs, and a couple of us are parents, and yeah, at the time I'm living in a different city, so it's the hardest part is easily getting everybody just to see face to face in the same place, and then it's all easy after that.
Given those circumstances, how do you guys build a dedicated fan base?
Positivity is number one. I think you could ask anybody about Doug. If they've been around us, then they've been around a good time. To quote a friend of ours, Tony, who directed an amazing video that we just did together, Doug is the party everybody wants to be at. So we cultivate that fun by truly being good to ourselves and to each other. And it shows in the music, like, especially since the pandemic, there's been I think there's been a lot more openness and creativity to express sadness and anger and talk about very heavy, serious things, trauma, and etc. But a lot of people don't express it in a way that also uplifts. And I think that Doug is capable of talking about serious issues while also maintaining an extremely happy, positive vibration, like throughout the listening experience. You can chill the fuck out and listen to us talk about childhood trauma at the same time. And it's cool. Like, nobody else does that. So that's what I got to say about that.
You mentioned a music video, and you guys have one that's ready to drop. Please tell me the story about how that video came about.
Well, this is something that really kind of came out of left field for a lot of us. The way that this whole project, the recording of it happened was that we were all in this little nucleus during COVID. And so we had the opportunity for once to kind of like document what we were doing. And then I moved away to New Orleans before the project was released. But then, yeah, this video came about because creative director Anthony Gaddis heard the project and reached out to us. And what it's amounted to is this kind of like re-energized us all, really kind of showed us that yes, this is something that we should put effort into, and it doesn't have to just be a stamp in time. It can have an existence beyond that. Yeah, so go ahead. So shout out Tony for that.
Yeah, it kind of brought us, like you said, it brought us like the whole thing a little bit more to. It made the music feel more real in a professional sense when we had someone investing in us. Like since we're in St. Louis, we don't come from money. None of us come from money for real. All of us know what it's like to go most people in St. Louis know what it's like to go from paycheck to paycheck. So when we have an opportunity where a guy that's done like the Apple Watch commercials and the Mac Miller videos come to approach us and offer us to do a video that's like worth a large sum of money, and that's because he just messes with us and he likes the energy we put off. That's what Wes brought up earlier about how Doug just brings up, we kind of just elevate the room. I'm not trying to be that kind of guy, but I do feel like I feel more, with these guys, I feel more powerful than I've ever been in my life.
That's real.
So like, I feel like we bring that to other people too. That's the goal. We want to uplift the world.
So you just answered my last question. What can people expect from a Doug performance?
So from the Doug performances, it's gonna be high energy. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's top tier. It's top tier. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say like, you know what I mean? I can't. Yeah, and we also been going over new ideas to bring more to our shows. You know what I mean, on stage and prompts and things like that. So you can always look forward to Doug's shows getting better every time for sure. The music, the energy, how we look, all that, because we get better with time. So.
How about the Doug hat you just brought for this show, bro?
Yeah, see, I just Doug has for the show,
That is very fresh.
Yeah, the old one over there on the stage, but that's like we do, like I say, it gets better every time.
Oh, Doug patches.
Doug patches, you got the Doug jacket, you know what I'm saying? Merch gonna be online, Doug.club. You know what I'm saying? So that's DOUG.CLUB. For sure.
Go ahead. What else y'all want to plug? You got any upcoming projects, other performances, an LP?
We do have
length?
an LP coming out, and we just might drop a double LP. So be on the lookout for Doug, man. We got a lot of great opportunities coming out for like homies that we traverse like just different artistic pathways with. Look out for Freedom Arts STL. Like, they do a lot of great things in the community. Look out for Black Man Build. They do a lot of great things in the community. And just look out for people and look out for yourself. Like, that's what we want to tell people. Look after people. Look after yourself. Check on your mental health. Right. Call your mom. Call your dad. Forgive somebody. Drop a grudge. Change some of your habits for the better. Like, be better. Do better. That's what Doug is about.
Doug. And also, we all individually make music, so we're always putting out stuff individually and together, collectively. Like, he always had, like, this, like, my friend over here, he goes by Whitworth, he's pretty sick. And my friend over here goes by Wadley, he's pretty sick. Like, we're all pretty freaking sick. Like, this, like, we always put out projects, our own independent stuff, and when we come together, it's like this masterpiece of, like, culminated amazingness.
Why don't we pass the mic all the way around? Introduce yourself and any project that you have coming out.
I'm Graham. I play drums in Doug, and I'm involved in a group called Algae Dust that's got a new album dropping. It's like alternative pop. And then I've also been putting out some EPs under Ingram with 2 eyes. Check it out.
I'm Owen Ragland, aka Whitworth, and I put out music under Whitworth, but then of course also produce for all kinds of groups, and this is probably my favorite project of all time, to be honest, other than Whitworth, because these are my brothers, this is my family. So yeah, honestly, if life could be what I want it to be, it's Doug and Whitworth all the time.
Oh, that was sweet.
That was sweet,
That was nice. I'm Che Sanchez. You know, I release music under Che Sanchez or Doug. You know what I mean? I have a project coming out soon called Matoto Wamari. Just I've released another project called I Think About It like in around June or May. Yeah. And I'm always making new music for Doug and everyone else around here. I'm always making music. So yeah.
I go by Wasley, and I know you don't know how to spell that, so let me just lay it out. Wasly. You can look me up on social media. I'm dropping a ridiculous amount of music right now. I've got a new project coming out like in 2 weeks. I don't remember what I named it. It's really good. Just like follow Wasley on Spotify and I'm gonna be dropping. I'm making a new album co-produced by him because his album is so good it made me get back in the studio and actually like make an album from scratch. So follow your boy, Doug out.
That was cold.
Yo, it's your boy Poet X, man, of Doug, doing our United Good. You can check me out on all platforms, Instagram, Poet XYZZZ. I have a solo project coming out called Low B, It's the Last of a Dying Breed. Fine, yes. Yeah, we doing that. And also producing the project from my homie Arch Guru, Sounds of Silence, Sounds of Singles. Check us out, man.
Yo, it's your boy. It's the Dougiest of the Dougs. You know what I'm saying? You know. Yeah, man, I go by Doug. You know what I'm saying? Donovan RaMan. You know, man, I got so much music floating around out here, man. You know, I would just be making the shit and just putting it out. You could probably just Google the damn Don, DADAMNDON, and you know, some stuff will pop up. I got a mixtape a couple years back, Runaway Slave Experience. I'm working on some new things right now. Just been more focused on the Doug side, but yeah, all that. Doug out.
Hey, I'm Felix. I go by Foundation Felix on Instagram. I love Doug the most. I have to spread myself around. Pause. And so, yeah, look out for Kinfolk and them. It's my other band I play with. You know, if y'all need bass tracks, I play the bass like pretty good, so I do this full time. Pay me. Much love.
I'm Daniel Mudd. I play keys. You know, Doug is just about it for me. I don't have much more to say than that.
All right. I'm gonna shout out Dogtown Athletic Club because no one has yet. Yeah. So that was a big moment for us because I kind of written some songs and we've been workshopping them, and then Dogtown Athletic Club, which is Dan and Felix and Graham, they came in just kind of plugged right into what we had going on. So yeah. But yeah, my name is Mickey Hayes and I'm a Doug, and yeah, I'm wearing a shirt of my friend's band, Secret Cowboy, if anyone likes math rock. But yeah, that's all for me. Doug out.
Well, that's going to do it for our interview. I think it's about time these gentlemen take the stage. What do you say, guys?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
I want to tell y'all a story about Doug Les. You know, just an individual that had less love in his heart than he should have had. On this journey, Doug Les was searching for answers, so he went walking down the street, you know, asking people from left to right to
try to get centered, you know? But he was in the nosebleeds, couldn't check his hubris, should have been 10 toes to the ground. And so Doug kept asking, what is the answer? What is the answer? And it was yeah. And so Doug kept searching for those answers. Try not to be the cancers, you know? Minimize his carbon blueprint for evil. Maximize his carbon blueprint for good. As he should, because it should be each one, reach one, teach one. Doug would just get caught so much in his own mind, recline, and then it would be pantomime, moment after moment, thinking about his own thinking, trying to grasp at something, trying to make something out of nothingness, because that's what he felt like at the end of the day, trying to get out of his rut, hoping he had his civil shovel. But it's like da 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 da
Talking too much and thinking too much. I'm doing too much. I'm rolling too much to get through the day. I'm too late anyway. Always late, but early to say whatever the is on my mind. Don't think too much. This overtime has got me going over grind. The sober times are way too low. I'm getting high trying to get through smoke. Talk is just talk. Oh, wait a minute. Talking way too much, too many gimmicks. Trying to sell me stuff. These freestyles I be making up are just my life, man. I'm in the dust trying to catch on up. Don't give a f what I'm doing. Just living my life and making music. I'm tuned in. I'm going stupid. I'm hanging out with all these movements. The Doug movement is translucent. You see what I'm saying? Real freestyle. Yeah, a real freestyle is like Talk is just talking. Talk is just talking. That's what I'm walking. I'm walking away.
Y'all feeling that so far, man? Make some noise if you're feeling that.
I see y'all. Welcome to the Doug Show. What up, Bill? Stay robust. Thank you. One more time. Yo. Talk is just talking. Talk is just talking. That's what I'm walking.